Welcome to LaTricia Creates. I am LaTricia. In today's video, we're going to create some fabric coasters using our sewing machine. Let's take a look at the materials for this project. For this project, I'm going to use a variety of fabric. I have some fusible fleece. If you don't have any fusible fleece, you could also use batting. I have a rotary cutter and some rulers. As you can see, I've already cut my fabric, but if you haven't cut your fabric already, it's a good idea to use a rotary cutter and rulers or a pair of scissors. Use whatever you have. I have some clips. I have thread with the matching bobbin. I'm going to use an 80-12 needle. We also need a sewing machine, an iron, and an ironing mat. You ready? Let's make it. I've cut my fabric down to 4.5-inch squares. If you like yours bigger, you can use 5-inch, 5.5, 6-inch, whatever size you want. Or if you want yours to be smaller, you can do that as well. I cut my fusible fleece down to 4 inches. Now what I'm going to do is fuse the fleece to the back of the fabric. I have one piece per coaster. I'm going to do 4 coasters. If you want yours to be more absorbent and a little thicker, you can put a piece on each side of your fabric. I'm only going to do one side. And since I've already cut my fabric, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to fuse these together. Let me tell you about this. You have this soft, fleecy side, then you have the bumpy side, which is the adhesive. So we're going to put the bumpy side onto the wrong side of the fabric. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to press it on the fabric side. Then I'm going to put these 2 pieces of fabric right sides together, and this one is ready to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to do the same thing for all of the pieces. If you have directional fabric, make sure you pay attention to the direction of your fabric so that it's going the right way. Alright, I'm all done and ready to go to the sewing machine, so I will meet you at the sewing machine. If you want, now is the time to pin or clip your fabric. I'm here at the sewing machine. I'm ready to start sewing. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I have my 1/4 inch foot on here. I'm going to leave a little, maybe 2-inch opening. And I'm going to go around all 4 sides and leave about a 2-inch opening. I'm going to do my best to line up my fabric. Again, you can use clips or pins to keep yours lined up. I'm going to use the edge of this foot as my seam guide. And I'm going to use a 2.6 stitch length. And I'm going to start about here. I'm going to take a couple of stitches forward, then I'm going to do some back stitches. Get to about a 1/4 inch, I'm going to pivot. Nope, that's too soon. Let me take another stitch. We're all done with this one. I'm going to do the same thing with the other 3. Alright, we're all done. I'm going to grab a pair of scissors and my point turner, and I'll meet you back at the craft table. I'm back at the cutting table. I grabbed a pair of scissors and my point turner. I forgot to mention this in the materials list, so I'll be sure to add it in the description below. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to trim some of these stray threads, and I'm going to clip the corners. When I clip the corners, I want to clip close to the thread without cutting it. Just like that. Now I'm ready to turn them right side out. And this is where the point turner comes in. They're all ready to be pressed. Once I get them all pressed, it's going to be time to go back to the sewing machine to close up the hole and put a top stitch. They're all ready to go back to the sewing machine to do the top stitch. I'm back at the sewing machine. I have adjusted my stitch length to a 3.0, and I am going to sew a really narrow seam. I'm going to use the inside of the presser foot right here as my guide. And I'm going to start near the opening, if I can find it. all done. Now we're going to head back to the cutting table, clean this up, give it a final press, and call it done. We're almost done. I just need to clip these threads. I'm going to give it one final press. And we're all done. Our very simple, beginner-friendly fabric coasters. Here's a closer look at our final project. I think they came out really cute. I hope you are able to make some as well, and I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to see more beginner-friendly sewing videos, take a look at the upcoming video and take a look through my playlist and see if there's anything else you may be interested in. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep creating.